let me pause right there, because Spirit is saying that our routines are being adjusted. For somebody, this is true. Our routines are being adjusted. We're not failing because we are not adhering to what we had established for ourselves, because what we had established for ourselves was only meant for a certain season or a certain period of time. It was what we needed in order to get to where we are now. And so right now, we're in this space where we've outgrown this last container that we were using as a place where we could go and put ourselves in that star card and cleanse ourselves and be naked and tend to our wounds. You know, we've outgrown that container that we used to love ourselves back to life. And so this stage that we're in right now is calling for a different set of habits, or it's calling for us to remix our habits or do something new altogether, because this next chapter it's a whole different setting, it's a whole different set of characters, it's a whole different set of themes, it's a different set of motifs. It's going to be different. And because we are now experiencing something different, something that we may have never experienced before, something that no one in our immediate bloodline has ever experienced before, it requires us to learn a new dance, And we don't have to be perfect at it, right? We don't have to be robotic and mechanical like the dominant culture teaches us that we have to be in order to be proficient at something. No, we are more like jazz, right? We are more like jazz. And you know, jazz, it is not necessarily easy to play. You know what I'm saying? You have to be practiced in what you're doing to be able to do some of the things that have been done by the people who are identified with the lineage of jazz. So the difference is the spirit, right? The difference is the spirit. So this new dance that we're learning to do, it doesn't require us to be perfect, because in this new chapter, perfect is not even, it doesn't even exist, right? It doesn't even exist. There is only spirit. Spirit and that which expresses itself as its manifestation. And so we're moving according to spirit. We might not have to write everything down like we did before. We might not have to do this thing at this time and this thing at that time. We're stretching. We're becoming more flexible. And we are disciplined in our flexibility, meaning that we are disciplined in our stretching, in the practice. So Spirit is saying that we are now beginning to learn what it means to be in the practice of being flexible. And And what allows us to be flexible underneath all of it is spirit. It's water. We gotta make sure that we're staying hydrated. Watermelon, peaches, kiwi, cucumber, celery. We're needing to tap into that Empress energy, the mothering, the nurturing, the hydration. But anyway, so we're to be in the practice of being ourselves. We're to be in the practice of being ourselves. When you've been warped into something that you're not, then in the initial stages of your practice, it's going to be awkward, and it might give the illusion of not being natural, even though that we know that what was not natural was the performance that we have been trained to give, trained to give ourselves, trained to give other people. That scripting that we were referring back to in our heads when we were trying to figure out what it is that we should do. That's what was unnatural. That's what was unnatural. Okay, I think I'm gonna pull a card. I make my own cards. I don't have a name for this particular deck yet. But I think one day I might make it to where it's accessible to other folks. Okay. Speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. We're taking heart-centered actions in this new chapter of life, in this new season. And we already know that our steps are aligned with our highest timelines. They're aligned with the words that we have spoken that align with our highest timeline. And the words that we speak that align with our highest timeline come straight from the heart. We don't speak from fear. We don't speak from other people's projections. We don't speak from other people's narratives. Again, we're not giving a performance. We're not giving a performance. We're not seeking to get Oscars and Emmys and what have you for how we show up. We're not seeking to get applause and accolades from our performance, because that performance has a cost, right? That performance has a cost on our bodies, a cost on our spirits, a cost on the earth. The earth is counting on us to center our actions in the heart space and speak words that come from our hearts, because our hearts connect us. They connect us directly to the mother and all of their children. And the mother needs us connected to each other so that we can reestablish a kingdom that is heaven, so we can manifest heaven on earth. We're better than living in hell, you know? We're better than that. Hell is not befitting of us. And so because we are in this space where we are moving into this new chapter, we're remembering who we are. We're remembering that we are not what the script said that we were. We realize that this mess around here, this is not our calling. What is this? It's not aligned with our highest timelines. And because we know that we are deserving by birthright to experience heaven on earth, since we know that we are better than continuing to try to survive in this mess, because we know that we're doing something different, we're taking the steps to make it a possibility, a reality. So our steps are aligned with our hearts. Our words are aligned with our hearts. You are on the right path. You are exactly where you need to be. It seems like you've been practicing leading with your heart from a while, whether you knew it or not. So congratulations, because you've landed where you need to be. Come up off me. You didn't let nobody stop you. You washed away that which wanted you bound. The oil broke the yoke. The oil broke the yoke. Your oil was your protection. Your oil broke the yoke. And all that stuff had to come up off you. It had to come up off you. Expect good things. Expect good things. Spirit told me the other day that there may be some things coming at me that might, get on my nerves. And, maybe more so than just being inconvenient, I got a call and then I got interrupted. And then when I tried to start again, I noticed that my phone was hot and it needed to rest. So I'm going to say here, I'm going to go back to what we were talking about with the star card or the star energy. That this previous season really required you to stand in your nakedness and be cleaned, to release, to be tended to in a way that might not have been something that is encouraged in our society. It may have required you to rest more than the people around you thought you needed. It might have required you to take on less responsibility than what people thought that you should take on. It might have required you to say no and piss people off, and learn how to better steward your energy. And that could have caused conflict. But everything that you did, and there's a spider, thank you, Spirit. Everything that you did, because right now we're alchemizing that shame of having to slow down. We're alchemizing that shame. We're weaving a new web. But everything that you did to take care of yourself, to nourish yourself, to witness yourself back to life, everything that you did is the very reason why in this season right now that you're moving into a new chapter. Everything that you did to take care of yourself, that contributed to you growing so big that you couldn't even fit into the container that you needed during that time. You were like, you nourished yourself so well that you grew. You nourished yourself so well that you created new life within yourself. And that new life within yourself, it started to bear fruit. And now you're in this space where the fruit is ready to eat. And it's all because you took the time, no matter how uncomfortable it was, no matter how crazy it seemed to other people. You took that time. You took that time. And look at you now. It might not feel good all the time, but you got some sense about who you are. You got some sense about what you came here to do. You might be confused some of the time, but you're not confused all the time. The things that people have done to distract you don't work on you no more. The things that you may have done, the people love you. The things that, those people may have done to cause you to doubt yourself, it don't work no more. Not for more than a split second, if it does at all. And you understand that there are people you've never even met that love you, people that you influence with the way that you show up. Strangers really appreciate the way that you have committed yourself to yourself. They appreciate how you have exemplified that with the things that you say. The things that you say that you speak from the heart, right? People love you. People are cheering you on that you've never even met before. There are people who are praying over you, speaking over you every single day. People are hoping that you make it. People are hoping that you live to see another day. There are unseen forces, unseen and seen forces moving on your behalf. And that's that on that. That is our story, and we're sticking to it because it's true. We're sticking to it because it's true. We're no longer dealing in illusions. We're dealing with the truth. We access truth through symbols, through energetic icons. For example, a spider might be an energetic icon for creating your life, or much more deep than that, right? But the point is that it's a certain idea that it represents, and when we see it, it evokes that memory in us. What a joy it is to remember that hope can come alive even after it has died. But not only has hope died, but we have died so many times over the last several months, over the last several years. There have been times that we didn't think that we would revive ourselves. But here we are. We might be doubtful, but we have hope. We are in touch again with ourselves. The earth loves you. The earth loves you. The earth loves you because you are of its stuff. You are your mother's child. And because you have a good mother, because you have a mother who provides, because it's your birthright, we know that our mother intends of us to have what we need without any type of unnecessary struggle. And if we experience unnecessary struggle to have what is our birthright, then we know that something going on out there ain't right? We know that these beliefs that we've internalized, narratives that we were given by people who were hell-bent on power and control and domination, they have us out here thinking that we're supposed to be struggling, when the reality is our mother intended for us to have what we need without unnecessary strife. Ooh, Spirit is saying, where are you getting your nourishment from? What are you allowing to nourish you? What are you depending on? What are you depending on to give you stability? You cannot achieve stability through someone who manufactures dependency on them. As a matter of fact, instability is what is manufactured, and that is what the dependency becomes. It's one and the same. We are being called again to learn how to depend on our mother, the earth, to live from the earth, to respect the earth, to be in right relationship with the earth. That is how we will achieve our stability. That is how we will secure our legacy. What broke you will not defeat you. Obviously not, because you've outgrown the container you needed to heal yourself. So obviously it didn't take you out. Obviously you made it. Obviously that thing couldn't stop you. Obviously it don't matter how many lies they told about you. No matter how, the lengths they went to avoid accountability for themselves. No matter what they did to you when nobody was around. Obviously, it didn't work. Because here you are, you're still caring for yourself. You're still nurturing yourself. You're still honoring yourself. You don't believe nothing that they say about you. You're not worried about the things they tell other people. Because you know that it is your growth. It is your growth. That is what has become a threat. You've become too big. You've become too intimidating. You can't be controlled. You can't be manipulated anymore. And that is dangerous for someone who has to be in control in order to feel safe. There are people who are so ready to love you in the way that you need it. Okay? We in a new chapter, a new set of characters, okay? And in this chapter, people act like they got some sense. There's reciprocity. It's no issues with power dynamics. There's no imbalance of power. There's respect. There's commitment. There's clarity. There's calm. There's peace. In this new chapter, we're creating that in our relationships. Because the people that we are in relationship in this new chapter are also connected to their hearts. They're taking actions that align with their heart. They're speaking words that align with their heart. Ooh. My prayers feel like Egyptian cotton against my skin. So when you speak, ooh, that's a good image. When you speak, allow the words that you speak to feel like Egyptian cotton against your skin, all warm. I'm thinking of a towel. Warm, soft. Let your words have a soothing texture about them. Speak in ways that give you goosebumps. Let the way you speak to the people in this new chapter, let it be adornment. What can ease teach me? What can ease teach me? What can ease teach you? Ease will be a great teacher in this new chapter. Elevation is inevitable. There's no going back, right? There's no going back. We've already made it. We've already jumped the cliff, you know what I'm saying? We've already crossed the bridge. And I'll conclude with this. Expect to have a beautiful day. Expect to have a beautiful day. Expect to have your needs met. Expect to have everything worked out on your behalf. Take some notes from Ease. Ask Ease how you should move. Ask Ease how you can move in a way that's most sustainable for you. How can you move in a way that honors your energy, that respects your energy? Okay. Bye, y'all.